What's going on, guys? Zuko back with another Dragonflight video. I hope you're all doing very well. I want to talk about Avenging Crusader today for the Holy Paladin. Very excited to talk about this. I've been running Avenging Crusader in a whole bunch of my dungeons, trying to figure out if it's any good. So I want to talk about the changes that have happened to AC over time, but more recently. And then also the importance of Shield of the Righteous in this AC build that I'm going to do. This guy keeps running in front of my camera. Driving me crazy, but let's just dive right into it. So, Avenging Crusader, of course, replaces your wings, and you may become an ultimate Crusader of the Light for only 12 seconds. That's important. Crusader Strike and Judgment cool down faster, and they heal 5 injured allies within 40 yards for 360% of the damage split evenly among them. It means it's a smart heal, which is really good. So, interesting cooldown. It's a 1-minute cooldown instead of 2-minute wings. So literally half the cooldown. Very, very important to know that part. But the duration got changed to 12 seconds. It used to be like 20 seconds at the beginning of the expansion, and then it went down to 15. Now it's down to 12. So this cooldown essentially has become a really important tool for dealing with large burst damage in a window, in a 12-second window. And if you mess this window up, then you basically might as well not take this cooldown, because when you're in the Crusader, Avenging Crusader sort of window, you need to have very strict usage on your GCDs. You need to be pressing Crusader Strike. You need to be pressing Judgment. If you mess that up, then you're not going to get as much healing as you otherwise would. It's very, very important that you do that. So that's the first thing, is that the duration has been reduced, and the window of opportunity now for Avenging Crusader is very short, and you need to take full advantage of it, or else don't take this cooldown at all. We only have 1 charge of Crusader Strike now. We used to have 2, which made Avenging Crusader much more appealing. So it's kind of a little bit, feels a little less appealing now. I'm going to talk about that in a second. What's important is this talent, though. Holy Infusion. Crusader Strike generates 1 additional holy power and then deals more damage. The reason that's important is because AC scales the damage of our Crusader Strike and turns it into healing. So very important to have that talent there. What's also important for AC is the setup. What you don't want to do, you don't want to press Crusader Strike and Judgment before you go into your AC window. Here's why. Watch this. Judgment, Crusader Strike, AC. Here we go. Oh, I can do healing, but I can't because I don't have my AC back up, because I threw them before I pressed AC. So that was a huge mistake. And now my window is basically done, and I only got like 3 Crusader Strikes and 2 Judgments inside the window. Remember, Crusader Strike and Judgment are the only things that are going to heal your allies. So you need to make sure that you don't use them as holy power generators before you want to pop AC. Don't do it that way, or you're going to mess it up. You want to use Holy Shock as a holy power generator before you go into your AC window, or use Divine Toll, or, pop a Daybreak and do it that way. There's lots of other ways you can generate holy power. Don't do it with Crusader Strike and Judgment, or else you're going to miss out on that initial healing. Remember, it's only a 12-second window. We have a very limited amount of time to get this sucker off. So here's what we're going to do. You're going to generate with holy shocks, get some holy power going. Then you put your beacons out. Okay. I will put one over here. Beacon over there, beacon up there. Okay, good. Now, we're in the fight. We want to pop AC. We pop it. We go Crusader Strike, Judgment, Shield of the Righteous, Crusader Strike, Shield of the Righteous, Crusader Strike, Judgment, Shield of the Righteous, Crusader Strike, Shield of the Righteous, and that's all we get in the window. See what I did there? Very important that you do it that way to maximize the number of Crusader Strikes and Judgments that you get. Now, how was I getting so many Crusader Strikes in a row there? Well, let's look at what Shield of the Righteous actually does. That's why I was pressing it. Shield of the Righteous does damage, and it reduces the cooldown of Crusader Strike by 1.5 seconds. This is the secret sauce that I didn't even know about, and you probably don't know about either. Crusader Strike does not have 2 charges anymore, but it does get its cooldown reduced by pressing Shield of the Righteous. This is such an important interaction. When you're in the middle of an AC window, you want to maximize the amount of Crusader Strikes that you use because, again, they do extra damage. They generate extra holy power. It's very, very good. It heals for so much of the damage that it deals. Therefore, cooling down Crusader Strike is really important. Therefore, pressing Shield of the Righteous is really, really important, okay? So remember, before you want to pop your Avenging Crusader, do not press Crusader Strike. Do not press Judgment. Press Holy Shock to build that holy power. Make sure you're doing it that way. Or there's other means as well. Then, when you pop AC, you want a Crusader Strike right away, Judgment right away, and then Shield of the Righteous to give you the resets on Crusader Strike so that you can keep pressing it, keep doing damage, keep generating holy power, keep pumping healing within the AC window. The other reason, there's a bunch of other reasons why Shield of the Righteous is an important button. Number one, it does a lot of damage because of Shining Righteousness. Let's look at the overall really quickly on this Niltheris that I did. The damage. Shield of the Righteous did 10%. Shining Righteousness did 9%. It almost did 20% of my damage just by pressing Shield of the Righteous because of this talent. So make sure, reason number 2 to use Shield of the Righteous, besides the fact that it cools down Crusader Strike, it does a lot of damage. Reason number 3, it can heal allies, but you shouldn't ever take this talent. Don't be a troll like me. I was seeing if it did any healing. It doesn't. It just doesn't. It only did 1% of my healing and it overhealed, so don't take this. So it could heal, but don't. Just there's better talents by far. Okay? Reason number 4. Every 5th cast of Shield of the Righteous makes your next spender free. So either Light of Dawn or Word of Glory. They will be free. So another good reason to press Shield of the Righteous. Reason number 5, it can proc Divine Purpose. You can proc multiple back-to-back Shield of the Righteouses and get a bunch of value that way. That's a really good reason to press Shield of the Righteous. Reason number 6, the most important reason is that it contributes to Awakening. Awakening is so important in the clip I'm going to show you in a second. I'll talk about how important it is. But Shield of the Righteous does damage, gives you possible procs on Divine Purpose. It's doing a whole bunch of extra damage for sure. It could potentially heal people, but you don't want to do that. But it also contributes to Awakening. It contributes to Awakening. And Awakening gives you another cooldown of Avenging Crusader, which is really good. It only gives it to you for 8 seconds, but this is the biggest reason why you want to be pressing Shield of the Righteous. It cools down Crusader Strike, and it procs Awakening. Those are the top 2 reasons why you want to press Shield of the Righteous, and it does Giga Chad damage. Okay? Very, very good. So, remember, in order to make AC work, you don't want to generate with Crusader Strike, you don't want to generate with Judgment, generate with Holy Shock, so that by the time your AC window is ready to go, you have Crusader Strike and Judgment up and ready to go as well. Here we go. Sorry, there's a little bug in the bottom of my screen. I had a Windows thing proc, and I couldn't get rid of it until later in this dungeon. Here is Forge Master Gorek. This is on a 20 Niltheris Tyrannical week. So this boss fight is hard. Remember, just for context, really quickly, I'm like 431 item level, okay? I have really terrible trinkets. Like, just, you know, bear with me here in terms of what's going on. But here comes the healing. Watch this. I have Avenging Crusader right off the bat, and I don't use it. I should have used it right away, but instead I just use my... Oh, sorry, I had a proc right off the bat. I forgot about that. I do have a proc. So I have an Awakening proc to start this fight. I throw Awakening, the Judgment. It procs my Avenging Crusader. Boom. I can heal with Hammer of Wrath. I can heal with my Crusader Strike, my Judgment. I don't press Shield of the Righteous here because, again, I'm not doing this build very well. I'm still just learning it. But we're already doing 77k. The Shaman's helping us out with a really good, not Nature's Vigil, Ancestral Guidance. That was really helpful. Okay? Now, he's going to pump the tank out of here. What I want to highlight about this fight is that every single time Gorek jumps to the anvil and starts pounding it, we have Avenging Crusader ready to go. So the first time he did it, I have my Awakening proc. Here's number 2. This is my real Avenging Crusader. I pop it. I start doing damage. I start healing everybody. We're doing 80k HPS right now. And we've got other things ticking in the background. But remember, the main source of our healing here, one of the big reasons we're healing, is going to come from our Avenging Crusader. Now, that was number 2. That was my real Avenging Crusader cooldown. You can see in the top bar here, I have 9, now 10 stacks of my Awakening, now 11 stacks of Awakening. This is why it's important to press Shield of the Righteous. Now I have 12 stacks of Awakening. Guess what? I got my Awakening proc, and I can throw it right now when he's about to do his slam on the anvil, and I can heal everybody with my Avenging Crusader cooldown again. Really, really cool. Lots of healing coming out of the Avenging Crusader. Now, I don't have my Awakening proc. I'm building it up again. But guess what? The real cooldown of Avenging Crusader is 10 seconds away. Now it's 5 seconds away. He's about to jump to the anvil again. Here he goes. He jumps to the anvil, and my Awakening or my Avenging Crusader is back. I can press it, and I can do healing through my damage, through Judgment, through Crusader Strike, and keep people topped up that way. And obviously through Veneration with my Hammer of Wrath. So What I wanted to highlight here is that I had Avenging Crusader up for every single one of those hammer swings on the anvil. That is really cool. You can even see by the end of this fight, my regular Avenging Crusader is off cooldown, but guess what? I have 10 stacks of Awakening. I'm about to have 11 stacks right now. If this fight was to last any longer, I would get to 12 stacks, and I would be able to proc my Awakening once again and have Avenging Crusader up for that fight. So let me just jump out here. We're going to look at the healing that I did on that particular boss fight. 77k, Veneration, really huge. Avenging Crusader was my top heal, 16% of my healing, and I'm pouring all of that into my 2 beacons because I'm using Beacon of Faith, right? Holy Prism's really good, Greater Judgment. Veneration, again, you get a lot of uptime on Veneration. You can throw a lot of Hammer of Wraths because you're constantly proccing your wings, and you're constantly in your wings. So, that was really, really cool. I love sort of seeing these numbers, and I was running Merciful Auras. Now I'm running Blessing of Summer now. But this combo is really, really cool. Avenging Crusader plus Awakening. You're able to kind of juggle between the 2 of these. Whenever you need a proc, it's basically available. And the amount of healing that is coming out of Avenging Crusader is really, really good. You can see the overall on my Neltheras. Let's go to that. Okay, overall, I ended up doing Avenging Crusader was 12% of my healing, pumping all of that into Beacon. Beacon comes in second. Greater Judgment, Holy Shock, Tears Deliverance, Veneration. You still have all these other tools, guys. You still have Tears Deliverance. You still have Veneration. You still have big healing from your tier set because of Holy Prism. You still have your Glimmer of Lights going around with your Holy Shocks. You can consume them all with Daybreak and get a really good cooldown that way. Like, you still have all your other tools. You're just kind of adding on top of that this amazing Avenging Crusader cooldown. I think it's good. I think it's actually worth taking a look at. It does definitely change your gameplay a little bit, i.e., you don't want to press Crusader Strike or Judgment before AC is ready to go or you're wasting a bunch of healing. That's the main sort of thing that changes in terms of your gameplay. The rest of it is the same, and you can go on doing the same OP Paladin stuff that you want to do. This is post-nerf. This is post-nerf, guys. So I'm telling you, this might actually be a good build. If you're interested in running Avenging Crusader at all, this is the build that I've kind of cooked up. I don't have Glorious Dawn, which you might think is completely ridiculous, but I didn't need it in that plus 20 Neltheras. I also did a plus 20 Oldemon. Didn't need it in there either. Ended up timing that one as well. Holy Shock, Avenging Crusader are both really high. So I'm telling you, there's a build here. If you guys want to try this out, please let me know in the comments down below. I would love to help you guys with some coaching if you want to see exactly how to use this build. I hope this video helps you out a little bit, but let me know what you think in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from all of you there. Yeah, just let me know what you think in those comments. I'd really love to hear from you. So thank you so much again for watching, guys. I love you all. Like and subscribe if you want more content like this. Until the next one, guys, I'll see you later.